All right, we want to get right back to Keith Carson. Keith, tracking this storm throughout the day, it has been pretty wild. Just walking in from the parking lot to the station, you can feel how strong those winds are. When does this move out?
Well, we got a few more hours in a lot of spots. Down east has several more hours. And the rain, which I'm going to show you in a second, is going to continue to pour into Oxford County, which is not great. Here are the current wind gusts. You can see the back end here. So we're just about to flatten those winds drastically into York County and eventually into Portland in the next hour or so. Still gusting those 63 miles an hour, pretty strong out of the southeast and Bangor. They actually have the highest wind gusts at any official station in the state today at 68 miles an hour. That happened last hour. Bar Harbor got to 55, then we lost the ASOS there and probably lost power in a few of the spots. That's what we're looking at. Hopefully they come back online. 60 miles an hour in Portland. Obviously all of this good enough for power outages to the tune of about 375,000 right now and continuing to climb, especially across down east Maine. A totally different hazard has been the problem in the mountains and foothills, and this was actually pretty well modeled and forecast. Southeast flow banking up against the terrain and creating a lot of heavy precipitation here in Oxford County, especially where we've seen washed out roads in Newry and Bethel, and also into the Carrabassett Valley and Kingfields, where we've seen the Carrabassett River really going up quickly here. I'll show you a gauge for that in a second. Problem is we still have this whole batch of moderate to heavy rain to go through. That's an additional ½ inch to up to an inch more of rain. In fact, that will continue to drive those rivers and streams up. Down east has actually gotten a break as far as the rain goes. Heavier stuff into northern Maine and Aroostook County. Carrabassett River gauge here, I just refreshed this, and actually it's now forecast to crest a foot higher. That has to do with the fact that it is still raining, so these models still trying to catch up with the current river state and then forecasting that crest, which will happen, it looks like sometime late tonight, early tomorrow morning, and then it should rapidly decrease from there. If we get to this forecast crest, though, it would be the second highest crest on that river. Meanwhile, the Kennebec River at Augusta is forecast to come in just below moderate, and that will happen later. Typically, the bigger the river and stream, the longer it takes for that crest to happen, as you have streams and tributaries feeding into that. So we're talking about tomorrow midday into the afternoon before we see a crest there, but obviously we're in that minor, almost moderate flood stage. So still several more hours of rain. That's especially impactful into the foothills and mountains here. We should be able to clear things out starting around 8 or 9 for most of us as far as the heavy rain goes. And with everybody who doesn't have power here, the good news is it's not all that cold here tonight or tomorrow. We've got a lot of sun, temperatures 40 to 45 degrees. So if your house doesn't have power, remember that you can actually let some of this light in, the UV in, on south-facing windows. That'll help you when it's in the mid-40s like this. And then we get into tomorrow night, we do drop to about freezing. We start to get progressively colder Wednesday into the mid-30s, and then Thursday low 30s before we get our coldest day on Friday. So it does start to get chilly here. Nothing really going on, though, after this really aggressive storm today. We've got a quiet week, it looks like. The weekend looks pretty good right now. There could be a rain or snow shower on Sunday. The models are slightly unresolved with that. And believe it or not, guys, I didn't have time to really nitpick over that too much. And we've got, we already have crazy Christmas on the 7-day. Can't believe that. At this point, it looks like 40 to 45 and quiet. So once we get through the rest of this storm, things are a lot better.
All right. Thanks, Keith. So despite all the wild weather that we're seeing today, the sun did pop out for a couple minutes in South Waterboro. This double rainbow then appeared. Huge thank you to Don for sending us this great photo. And of course, you can share your storm videos with us in the Near Me section of the News Center Maine app.